Sandra Bullock is the down-to-earth girl next door.
She's just that type of girl you could invite over for like beer, pretzels, and a poker game.
Nothing is too disgusting for Bullock.
Because Sandra is a girl who just wants to have fun.
She's like this ever-ready thing. She just never gets tired. She's never crabby. She's always in a good mood.
The spirited actress is more tomboy than fashionista.
Sandy loves a big ball gown but wants to step in a puddle and put her hair in funny pigtails.
I'm like a designer's dream, but then the nightmare once I put it on and I don't pull it off.
When it comes to the red carpet, Sandra definitely knows how to pull it off.
It's like dress up. It's like playtime.
Sandra talks about basically having no fashion sense, and I think that's what makes other women able to relate to her.
I put some tulle just to sort of make it a little more feminine, and then my mother's curtains are underneath.
Sandra Bullock is America's sweetheart, a quirky comedienne, and a style star.
I mean, you say it's not about the dress, but it's so about the dress. It's so about the dress.
Sandra Bullock is the real deal.
It's horrible. Sorry.
She is absolutely fantastic.
She's very funny. She's a clown.
She's really down to earth and really fun, you know, slightly out of her mind.
Sandra's playful approach to life applies to her style, too.
Sandra Bullock has always said she was a tomboy, she was kind of dorky, all of her parts didn't fit. When you look at her today, she still has that. Just being that girl who had her knees scruffed up and just wearing jeans and t-shirts, and that's really who she is at heart.
The actress was born Sandra Annette Bullock on July 26, 1964 in Arlington, Virginia.
She didn't have a traditional American upbringing at all.
That's my mom, my dad.
Her mom was an opera singer. Her dad was going to give voice lessons to professional singers all around the world. And this is what she grew up in.
In high school, the tomboy put away her parents' high culture to play the class clown. After a stint in college, Sandra hit the Big Apple to chase her acting dreams.
She moved to New York. She was really hungry, wanted to succeed, and started getting some stage roles and television appearances.
In 1989, Sandra headed west for Hollywood. After landing a few parts, Bullock won her first big film role in Demolition Man. Sandra learned firsthand from co-star Sylvester Stallone how clothes make the woman.
He said I was like his brother, and then he said I was like a guy that he'd go to high school with. And after a while, I'm going, wait a minute. So I think it's just the wardrobe. I think I need to put on a dress very soon because I'm losing my femininity rapidly.
The following year, it wasn't clothes that got Sandra noticed. Instead, her career took off with blinding speed.
The movie was a huge box office hit, and people really loved Sandra because you were rooting for her. She had this sort of fumbling, imperfect disposition that many people found accessible.
Speed made Sandra Bullock. Without Speed, she just would have been another pretty girl in Hollywood trying to make it.
Sandra did make it, but her breakout roles as a woman driving a bus in Speed and a subway worker in While You Were Sleeping were far from glamorous.
I wanted to make my way through all of the public transportation aspects just so that nobody else would come in and do it.
Sandra's salary and star status skyrocketed, but her style wasn't adding up.
Her early fashion days, when she was sort of just breaking out into the scene after Speed, she tried to experiment with that fun personality with her fashion. I don't think it worked for her. And I don't think she will go home and like think about jumping off the bridge if she's on one of the worst dress lists.
After all, Sandra focused on acting rather than fashion. That was before she turned to top designer Calvin Klein for the 1996 Academy Awards.
It's kind of the perfect designer for her in that it fits her really well. Great, simple fit. She looks slim and elegant and definitely sexy, but very fresh and American and clean.
Minimal was in, she was very in. It was a great combination. So she was wearing a lot of Calvin Klein.
For the tomboy turned movie star, dressing up didn't come naturally. So Sandra stuck with Calvin for the Blockbuster Awards later that year.
outfit she wore to the second Blockbuster Awards was kind of fun, you know. Now you look back on it and you go, wow, it's very this season.
She sort of looked like she could be out fighting crime in the 60s, or she could be getting an award.
Sandra did get the Blockbuster Award. After the win, she sang the praises of Calvin Klein.
I'd have to say it's simple enough to where I can figure it out. If it gets too confusing for me, I'm spending all my time looking for a latch or a zipper or Velcro, and it just has to be one-step dressing for me, or I get into a lot of trouble. So Calvin.
Coming up, Sandra is nominated for a surprising honor.
Something about being in my underwear and being really pissed off. I don't know.
And later, Sandra teases.
It's not easy getting your hair to look like a rat's nest.
When Sandra Bullock, Style Star, continues. Sandra Bullock's career shifted into high gear after her star-making turn in Speed.
I think that Speed is really the movie that launched Sandra Bullock into the spotlight.
That movie really catapulted her career, and you know, for the next 6-7 years, she made movie after movie after movie, and it all goes back to Speed.
And Sandra's style made serious headway too.
All these hit movies, one right after the other, you don't have time to live and learn. You have to be right there on the red carpet and be glamorous.
Over the years, as Sandra's become more and more successful, she's also become more and more glamorous when she's seen out.
In 1998, close friend and photographer Dan Winters worked with the star on a magazine cover for Texas Monthly. Sandra's good-natured attitude helped solve a hairy problem.
They had such a hard time with their hair. They kept working on it, working on it, working on it, and at one point, I remember her kind of just undoing everything that they'd collectively done together. She just, you know, kind of rustled it all and grabbed part of it and pulled it out and kind of did something and tied something, and she's like, let's go.
That devil-may-care approach continued during the photo shoot.
Sandy climbed this barbed wire fence and went over in this field across the street from where we were shooting, and there were all these purple flowers in bloom. She went over there and she started picking all these purple flowers and inserting them into her hair, and what she created without even a mirror, you know, just from, it was so beautiful, and those photographs of her are so beautiful. I love her nose, and her lips are unbelievable, and her eyes, and her, you know, everything. It's amazing.
Sandra did look amazing, and her love life appeared pretty hot, too.
When I think of A Time to Kill, you know, I just think of that chemistry between Matthew McConaughey and Sandra Bullock.
They know each other. There's a comfort factor. They speak the same language.
She's very private about her romantic life, and is probably smart.
By the 1997 Academy Awards, Sandra was smart enough to pay more attention to her red carpet couture, but pulling it all together for the Oscars took some doing.
The dress got flown from Italy and came in the night before and just didn't really work. Sandy was a good camper. She didn't, you know, have a diva fit, like, I'm not gonna wear this. And there was a dress that she had originally seen by Richard Tyler. It was very Sandy, you know, it was dressy and romantic, but definitely had a hippie chic feel. And sure enough, the day of the Oscars, we made that dress work.
The following year, Sandra starred in Practical Magic with Nicole Kidman.
It was a chick flick. It was a date film, but mostly a chick flick.
For the movie premiere, the actress turned on the charm.
She looked ladylike, she looked clean and pretty and fun, but she didn't look like her clothes were wearing her. And that is Sandra's special trick on the red carpet.
Sandra dared to mix fun with fashion during a New York shoot for German Marie Claire.
We ended up shooting part of it on the West Side Highway on the dividers, and it was her idea to sort of walk the middle of the road. At that point, she was really well known. She was sort of strutting along this little pathway, and cars were stopping.
And well-dressed, Sandra looked simply divine in Christian Dior at the 1998 Golden Globe Awards.
I love seeing Sandra Bullock in very, very simple gowns. Things that show off her beautiful shoulders and her long neck.
That was probably one of my favorite dresses she ever wore.
Through trial and error, the actress grew into her red carpet persona.
I'm wearing a black suit, helmet Lang, because it feels good. I'm wearing Libby Lane and Prada on my feet.
I think this is a girl who, if she never saw a ball gown again, would be completely happy, but is also happy to wear something beautiful when the moment strikes.
Sandra's string of movie successes just kept on coming. She co-starred with Ben Affleck in the 1999 film Forces of Nature.
Sandra's character in the movie was very similar to who she is in real life. sort of a tomboy, a lot of fun, a wild card, a girl that loves to go out and have a good time.
At the opening, the once reluctant clothes horse hit another fashion home run.
This is a quintessential Sandy outfit too because it's very her. It's a little sexy but not too sexy, and then a satin skirt that makes it glamorous. Low cut back, kind of falling off the shoulders, little tummy showing just the right amount but never too much.
Sandra's performance in Forces of Nature won the Funny Lady a Teen Choice Award for Best Hissy Fit.
Something about being in my underwear and being really pissed off. This is what the Academy Awards should be about. Congratulations. You know, best vomiting scene, best, you know, important things like that we really watch on film. Yeah, we really remember after the movie's over.
When she goes to like the Kids' Choice Awards or the People's Choice Awards, which are really a symbol of how many people like her, she's comfortable showing up in a very casual outfit, while other people at the same award show are all decked out in a designer, you know, very pre-planned gown.
She's as comfortable on a red carpet in full couture as she is, you know, at a junk store in Savannah in overalls and a t-shirt.
Coming up, Sandra can't resist the irresistible.
She was like, "Do you like my dress? What do you think? I went and bought it myself."
And later, the girl next door becomes the glam girl next door.
She really does look like someone who, you know, is winning Oscars and being whisked away on private jets.
When Sandra Bullock, Style Star, continues. By 1999, Sandra's star status was firmly in place.
She brings in the cash to the movie theaters, and people will pay that money to go see her because when you see Sandra Bullock in a movie, you walk out of there and you feel good.
And each walk on the red carpet brought Sandra better reviews.
She really knows what looks pretty on her, what looks right, and less is best.
But it is still her sense of humor that steals the show.
She's sort of a modern-day Lucille Ball without the red hair.
Oh, get up there! How horrible is that?
Sandra laughed off her efforts to get glammed up at a music awards show in 1999.
I'm like a designer's dream, but then the nightmare once I put it on and I don't pull it off. Then you have to really think about like combing your hair when you leave the house. It's not easy getting your hair to look like a rat's nest.
She makes fun of herself, which is, I think, the most flattering quality anybody could have, is she doesn't take life too seriously, and her movie roles reflect that.
Sandra's fooling around cracked everyone up at a photo shoot for Us Weekly in 2000.
She had brought this big afro wig, and she wore some outrageous outfit, and she assumed some character that I have no idea where it came from, and she walked out of the makeup room with this huge wig on, and you could not get her to break character to save your life. It was hilarious.
Then Sandra completely switched gears for a more laid-back look.
She got really into this Katharine Hepburn kind of thing with this white shirt, like a man's shirt, and I remember her doing this thing where she reclined on this chair and kind of hung her hair over the back of the chair. She just sat there in this really beautiful state of repose.
Sandra's next part as a clumsy character named Grace fit like a glove.
Sandra's role in Miss Congeniality is kind of a lot like Sandy in her day-to-day life. You know, she starts out a bit on the front beside Sorry Sandy, but you know, you're not a glamour puss all the time. And she gets kind of the couture transformation.
Sandra pulled off her own transformation at the premiere. This sheer Donna Karan was a perfect fit.
I think all women, no matter how tomboyish they are, like to sort of dress up every once in a while. It's in our genes.
Miss Congeniality became a huge hit. Bullock's wacky performance earned the actress a Golden Globe nomination in 2001.
Sandra Bullock's best when she's doing comedy, and Miss Congeniality, playing the bumbling beauty contestant. I mean, it was just really funny. I mean, there's very few people who didn't find that just hilarious, and she pulled it off really well.
She didn't win the award, but Sandra knocked him dead in a luscious gown by Les Habitudes.
She pulled out all the stops. It had a train. It was very ornate, almost corseted on top and flowing on the bottom. She had a huge brooch around her neck and her hair tightly pulled back. She was there to show everyone, I'm a star.
She was like, do you like my dress? What do you think? I went and bought it myself. I went to a store on Robertson and picked it out myself. I saw it in the window. And that's Sandy for you.
The unpretentious Sandy blended perfectly with superstar Sandra Bullock. Photographer Naomi Kaltman captured Sandra's split personality in a 2002 layout for Parade magazine.
The outside was actually this beautiful black dress, sort of Spanish quality to it. So she looked very kind of old Hollywood, but the hair and the makeup were very modern. It was just this really stunning, tight portrait, and then the inside had this more typical Sandra, which was like really sexy jeans and just very cute and tomboyish.
Sandra traded in the tomboy togs for upscale glamour at the 2002 Academy Awards. The actress took her cue from a red carpet master.
She claims to have learned from Gwyneth Paltrow that Valentino is the designer for making you look like a superstar.
Bullock shed her superstar style long enough to play a tough cop in Murder by Numbers.
Sandra Bullock had to transform herself. She was really kind of edgy and masculine.
Co-star Ryan Gosling hit upon a unique way to remove Sandra's makeup.
I'd like to say that that was not scripted. And when the actor came up to me and said, "I'm going to be licking you now," I was like, all right, whatever. And it was bad for him because he had the mouth full of makeup. So, you know, I just got licked, and that was not a bad thing.
Sandra lapped up more fashion kudos at the 2 weeks notice premiere. Co-star Hugh Grant got the lowdown on Bullock's style.
Can I say you're looking particularly great tonight?
Why, thank you, darling.
Who are you wearing?
Miguel, I drove it.
She knew what she's doing here. She's definitely feeling more comfortable with herself, and although it's basic black, she's taken a little chance here. She did the scarf around her neck, just the extra accoutrement to make it say, voila, I'm a star.
Showing off the arms, showing off those shoulders, getting a little daring for her, a little surprising, but hey, I've got movie tickets to sell, so it's time to show some cleavage.
And cleavage took center stage when Sandra busted out as the fun and fearless female of the year on the cover of Cosmopolitan in 2003.
I certainly didn't arrive looking like that morning. And the fact that they made me look like that is exciting. You know, and it's Cosmo. There's something always sort of sexy and saucy about the covers of Cosmo. It says best beauty bargains ever was the first thing that I read, and then sexy or skanky. So skanky kind of stood out because I thought they were talking about me. And it was everywhere, and it's a little disturbing to see yourself looking back at you.
From casual to couture, Sandra Bullock fell hard for fashion.
Sandra's become a real fashion aficionado. She loves going to the fashion shows, and that's because she looks to the runways actually for inspiration on how to put the clothes together.
And Sandra looked every bit the fashionista at the 2004 Academy Awards.
At the Oscars this year, she glowed. She looked like one of the most beautiful girls in the room.
Coming up, Sandra plays peekaboo at the Oscars.
This was very risque for her, a little bit of breast showing there, very transparent.
When Sandra Bullock, Style Star, continues. Sandra Bullock is the girl next door who became one of Hollywood's top stars.
Sandra Bullock has really made a mark as being just that regular girl.
She has a sense of humor about herself, and I think that's what people love. People love a certain realness.
Sandra Bullock's style shifted from down-to-earth to totally glamorous.
Sandra has really evolved from the t-shirt and jeans girl to being a contender at some of the most major award shows and the most prestigious red carpet walks.
Style Star asked some fashion experts for their take on Sandra's most stylish moments.
I mean, you say it's not about the dress, but it's so about the dress. It's so about the dress.
Sandra chose a revealing Randolph Duke design for the 1999 premiere of Forces of Nature.
Sandra Bullock loves red. She had a red satin sort of new agey looking skirt on.
She does like bold colors. You know, purple, pink, red, strong colors.
She had red lipstick on, and altogether she looked like this modern woman.
For the 1999 People's Choice Awards, Sandra was decked out in Badgley Mishka.
I love this dress. Again, just very Sandy. It's sexy, but it's just not over-the-top sexy.
It was just how we'd all like to look in January when we're pasty and white.
It was a safe outfit, not a train wreck or anything, but I do love the fact that she showed off her neck.
Sandra sparkled in a beaded dress by Richard Tyler at the 1997 Oscars.
You could wear it with no shoes on a beach, or you could wear it with some stilettos at the Oscars.
Sandra Bullock showed up in this sort of almost wood nymph-inspired outfit.
It was dressy and romantic, but definitely had a hippie chic feel.
It does say to me, I'm getting savvier about the fact that I need to dress up at these things. I need to be a movie star.
At the 2001 Golden Globe Awards, Sandra was a beauty in black in Les Habitudes.
She's floating down the red carpet in this dress that is just so powerful.
Showstopper. Elegant, separates again, works on her body perfectly. She knew what she was doing.
I love this. Sandra looks amazing here.
Sandra stood out at the 2002 Academy Awards in a vivacious Valentino.
Her signature shoulders, her neckline, it just stands out. This is definitely the type of dress that suits her best.
This was very risque for her. A little bit of breast showing there, very transparent. I think this was a big step for her fashion-wise.
She really does look like someone who, you know, is winning Oscars and being whisked away on private jets and sipping Cristal.
Sandra Bullock loves life and takes fashion in stride.
Sandra Bullock's the daughter you want to have, the best friend you want to be with, and the movie star you want to grow up to be all in one.
Sandra Bullock is a fresh, funny style star.
Aren't you guys really hot? There's no vent. Can we open some doors, please? Oh, really? I need some air. Can we open the doors?
What? How much of this award do you give to Michael Caine? None of it. He has enough awards on his own, okay? And he never lets you forget it. I have 2 Academy Awards.